Hey, Case.
Hi,
How are you
how's it
doing?
going?
It's good. I'm doing good.
What's been up this week?
Oh, this week. It's been a week. We're recording remotely today. So,
Yes,
because we're not in person, we're catching up, which I feel like I have a lot to talk about and catch up on.
I'm ready. We get into it.
Yes, we can get into it. Can I ask you how your week is going?
It's been good. I just recently, the other day, started going to gym with my sister because she wants to work out with me.
Love that.
And so it was interesting, like teaching. She's never really like lifted before. She's worked out, but never like actually like lifted weights. So it was interesting teaching because it's like, what to do in your head maybe, or like how things work for you, but then like teaching it to someone,
Hmm.
it like it threw me off, and I'm
Right.
like, maybe I don't really know what I'm doing.
Right.
Um, but no, it's been good so far. So far, so good. What about you?
This week has been long. I think for one, the weekend before a holiday always feels long for some reason, but also I've just had one of those weeks work-wise where I've just been swamped, which has not been fun, but I've been getting through it. And I also, as you know, started a travel basketball team. Now we're getting into with my fiance, and now we're getting into the swing of practices and stuff. So it's just been busy. It's good types of busy, but busy nonetheless.
Yeah,
So I think we would be remiss if we didn't discuss the state of the world as we're recording this podcast.
a lot is going on.
Too much, honestly.
I want to hear you talk about you're in the heart of it right now.
Yeah.
So much of what's going on in nationally within our country. I want
Yeah.
to hear your perspective on it. I've been telling you that I want you to speak on it and talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So being in DC, I think right now, I've only been here 16 months, but being here right now during the thick of all that's going on is both stressful, upsetting, enraging, but at the same time, when I go around in my communities or seeing the people who are from DC and around me and their resiliency and willingness to help one another and look out for one another, that's where you see the bad sides of humanity, but also the really beautiful parts. So I think that is something that's been bringing me through. But, and can I rant for a sec?
Please do.
Walking out and seeing the National Guard or MPD or the FBI or the DEA or Homeland Security or whatever other three-letter law enforcement people walking around, and our military personnel who I guarantee you have better things to be doing with their day than landscaping or touring the National Mall. These people
All
just
right.
they're just walking around in groups of like 5, 10, 15, 20, just walking around the National Mall looking for, I don't know,
They're
or
trying to get into trouble?
I guess
Looking for trouble?
I guess, but there's like nothing that goes on there besides people looking at cement statues. And then we have that, and then we have our service workers being violently arrested on the streets of whatever neighborhood for being suspected of being undocumented, which is like, what? I'm obviously not a proponent of whatever is going on here, but I can guarantee you that
Militarizing our cities?
correct. I'm also not in agreement with our like deport everyone to whatever country we feel like.
Right.
And
Whatever third country
yes,
of
and
origin,
for people to
not of origin.
for people to have gone along with this in the first place is one issue, but I can guarantee you that most of those people didn't know that the people that were going to be ripped off our streets and from their families and from schools and immigration appointments and what have you were the service workers and the people that like make society move,
Makes
not
it work.
the rapists and the murderers and whoever you thought these big bad people were.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, we have people who are just hardworking Americans who pay taxes, by the way,
Right.
clock that, who, mind you, some of them are documented. like,
Mhm.
are not undocumented. We are just, like, fully profiling people. So we have that. We have people we have, what do you call this? Random checkpoints on the random streets of DC. We have MPD and whatever other agencies are just walking through Black and brown communities, not even necessarily doing anything, but just being present,
Their presence.
which sometimes makes things way more tense than it
Mhm.
actually even needs to be and creates way more conflict that needs to be created.
Yeah.
Because when you
Like you said,
surveil
like looking for trouble, like
yes,
almost like
yes,
yeah, provoking.
yes, and we're surveilling people living their lives,
Why?
and, like, when you surveil society or your people or whatever, that does not make anyone feel safer.
No, it's like known that militarizing and increasing police force within a city or community doesn't help. Doesn't
It helps
like
nothing. It helps
it
nothing.
doesn't.
It does not make people feel safer. It does not help communities thrive. In fact, it
Mhm.
makes people not wanna leave the house. It makes people not wanna visit DC as a tourist location. It hurts restaurants and businesses who rely on that tourism. But, like, if I'm a family in, like, West somewhere Virginia or somewhere in Maryland, I don't wanna come to DC and bring my family and have the National Guard or whatever people who are masked up
Mhm.
walking around while I'm trying to go to dinner with my children.
Your perspective is interesting because I live in New Jersey in a very small town, and so I don't see this every day. Like most of the rest of America that aren't living in these cities that are experiencing this, we're talking about like we were talking about last time, our very short formed or short
Yeah,
media forms of media, whatever that we're seeing, is very fit to like the algorithm is very fit to what it wants us to see
yeah,
and not
the narrative.
you that's there seeing what's
Yeah,
going on. So it makes your perspective really interesting and
right.
something that people would be lucky to hear
Yeah.
about.
But it's so frustrating, right? Because first of all, not even speaking about the fact that like crime has already been down in DC, has already been down in Baltimore, has already been down in Chicago, where we're threatening now these other cities where we're threatening to militarize them. Crime is already down. These aren't like war torn countries or war torn cities the way that we're making them out to seem. But I think what I also find to be really difficult now, as of the person who lives here as a resident, is that is all going on. I, like you, am seeing crazy videos of people just, like, rolling up in people's, like, neighborhoods and, like, provoking them. I'm obviously also seeing National Guard. I'm seeing tons of I don't even know, like, DEA agents just, like,
You don't even
on the
know.
corners. It's just crazy, right? So there's all that's going on. But also, like, I still go about my day. I still go to dinner. I still go to a bar downstairs. I still whatever. I still do this. I still do that.
Right. So kind of is segues into our topic of the day is how do you remain happy,
Mhm.
funny,
Right.
you know, optimistic in
Right.
a world surrounded or that feels so heavy a
Yeah.
lot. When it's right outside your front door,
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting that
specifically.
you say that because when we originally said this question at the end of last episode, I don't think we knew what was gonna transpire the next week. I think we live in a world right now where the week to week difference could be night and day. It's just
Yeah.
everything is something new and ridiculous. But I think it's hard. I think balancing is really hard. I think that the way our society is set up and the way that we have all become so desensitized to like one horrible, horrible things
One
and
after
then
another.
one after the another, and how they can just like switch the news cycle into something else. When like
Mhm.
I know what's weighing on my heart right now is like I don't I don't have children, but like the idea of bringing up children where they can't go to church, they can't go to school, they can't I mean, no one can go to a festival, can go to a concert, can go to a movie theater, can go to anywhere without fear of, like, some random psycho person killing everyone.
Mhm.
So, like, that is, like, so unbelievably real, and we have those things going on. We have the fact that poverty levels are at an all-time high. People can't afford Housing, people can't afford food.
That's
Yeah,
where it stems from.
yeah,
We're thinking police militarizing our cities. That's what's going to make no,
no,
it starts way deeper than that. It starts
totally.
with, like you said, being proactive
Yeah,
and all of these other things.
yeah, and, like, part of DC militarizing the city, which, God, I hate even saying that, because like, what is that? But, like, instead of I don't even know what they're supposed to be doing, but one, I saw videos of
I
National
don't think
Guard
they
landscaping the other day, but also they're, like,
know.
getting rid of people's, like, tent encampments or whatever, right? Like, when people live in tents throughout the city, they're just, like, they give them, like, a couple of days to leave, and if they didn't leave, they just, like, threw all their shit in, like, a dumpster,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But, like, that's not helping anyone. The
No.
solution to the problem is never being addressed. We all
No.
go all around the actual issue of addressing the people and
Yeah.
actually helping people, but, like, this country wasn't set up to help people. It's really not.
Mhm. Yeah.
So instead, we're like, "We're not gonna help you, but we just don't wanna look at you. So, like, go
Exactly.
over there so we don't have to see it."
Mhm. Yeah. And we don't have all the answers, but we hope that we elect people that can solve problems.
Yeah,
Um,
and right now, that's not the case.
I know it's definitely not the
The
case.
people that we're electing to serve their constituents and their communities and their people are not doing so.
No. And
They are prioritizing other things.
for me, it's like a level of getting back to just how we stay balanced. I think a lot of people can maybe relate to this, but like a level of dissociation, which is
Yes.
bad.
Yeah.
And I think about my job as well. I feel
Mhm.
like at work, I get desensitized to the most traumatic things,
Oof.
or,
Yeah.
you know,
Horror.
like we were talking about people being in the worst situations of their life. And, I'm there to just kind of treat them and help them. And I become kind of desensitized on a daily basis to
Yeah.
trauma. And I'm like just trying to diagnose the situation and fix it and move on.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
outside of work, I'm kind of dipping into that as well. It's like I see something and then the next story is up and I get desensitized. We all get desensitized to
Yeah.
how serious and how important that topic is, or
Yeah.
that news headline deserves more action, I guess.
Do you
And
actively try to catch yourself?
yes,
It's, like, really hard, obviously, but do you know what I mean?
yes, I feel like I try my best to capitalize, like whatever it is, inform other people, because I feel
Mhm.
like that's a big thing. Like people aren't even aware, and friends, whatever, aren't even their algorithm isn't even showing them it, or you know what I mean,
Right.
and trying to make others aware of like what's really going on, what is like the facts of what's going on.
Yeah.
But like we talked about in previous episodes, it's hard when your day keeps going, life
Yeah.
keeps going on, and there's so many other things that are pulling us in so many different ways.
And that's the thing, like, I was actually just watching the news this morning, and they were interviewing a man whose daughter went to the school where the shooting just was in Minnesota. Her friends were killed, right? He's like, "It's a small community, we all know each other." I think he said their family has gone on vacation with this family, one of the families
Mm,
of the girls who died, right? And he was French. He's lived in Minnesota they've been in this school district for the past few years, and he's like during his interview, which is, like, crushing, obviously,
heartbreaking.
you know, he's like, "I'm from France." And, like, I just
We
don't
don't have
get
this
it.
problem.
He
Yeah,
he
they
he
don't have
literally
this
goes,
problem.
"I don't get it. I do not understand why this happens, what this is about." Like,
Uh-huh.
he's like, "People back home in Europe, they cannot conceptualize what this is about, like, why this happens." And I'm like, "Yeah. At the most basic levels, yeah.
Right.
Why does it?"
I feel like a lot of it's like at this point like copycat. Like I
100%.
feel like it's like
100%.
the kid
Same
wrote,
place.
other names of other shooters in the past. Like it's
Yeah.
like a weird
Obsession?
obsession for recognition,
You're right.
you
And you
know.
know what else I wanna say? I don't wanna get too, like, woo-ha, but now that I'm on it, I'm on it.
Rant rant baby.
Like, this kid not let me not call him a kid, he was a full-ass adult. This person posted these insane videos, obviously, this whatever you wanna call it, manifesto, whatever you wanna call it, posted these things online. Now, these social media platforms, they can tell me what food to eat, what gym to go
Right.
to, what video to watch, what opinion to have. They can if someone says something wrong and it's caught on video, we use AI to find the face, to find the person, to try all this can happen. But you're telling me you can't flag when someone is posting magazine after magazine with slur after whatever on it? You're
Yeah.
telling me these social media platforms can't track that? Can't flag
Right.
that?
Right.
So, like, come on now.
This is kind of unrelated, but also kind of related. I saw a story about a kid that had committed suicide. I don't know if you saw it, but like back a few,
ChatGPT.
yeah, through
Yeah,
ChatGPT, he's talking about. And I'm like sitting there reading. I'm like, why is this? Like, I don't know. Like, it begs to question the whole, like you're saying, the whole thing with AI and like
right.
just being better. Like we should have a better handle on it. We should be able to use the tools that we
But
have
that's the
now.
thing. But they can do it. They're
Right.
choosing not to. Hiding behind this facade of like privacy, but it's not really privacy
Nothing
because
is freaking private.
I can swear to you if I say something out loud right now, I'll have an ad on my phone tomorrow.
Right.
So what is privacy?
Right.
Is it privacy or is it just people hiding under the gaze of privacy so that they don't have to be responsible for things that happen to people?
Happen. Yeah. It's a good question. We should
You
have a
know?
whole discussion about it
I just ugh.
on
Anyway,
another episode.
but I did want to talk about now that we talked about the dark side, I do want to talk about how we navigate it and how we balance with by also being a light
Yeah.
and finding humor and stuff in things that are the things that are possible to find humor in. Because not everything's shit's not funny out here all the time.
No, but I think it is a cognitive and like a decision to choose joy and choose your happiness.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like if you do harp too much on it, stay
Mm-hmm.
too long on the bad things,
Yeah.
they need to be addressed and all the things. But
Mm-hmm.
you can become paralyzed, like
Yes.
in
So
and
true.
not get anything done.
So true.
I think about I forget where I had seen this like quote or something, but it was about kind of like worrying, anxiety, that kind of stuff. It's like, can you fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to do to fix it? Can you not fix it? No. Okay. Then why are you worrying about it? Like,
Right.
and I think about that a lot
Yeah.
whenever I'm anxious or thinking about the bad things. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do about it? Can I do something? Okay, let's do something. If I
Right.
can I not do something? Okay, then there's nothing to be done right now in this moment.
Right.
Move forward. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah. It's like the thing of when you make if you make the big things small, then you make the small things don't exist kind of thing. Yeah. It's interesting. And I've been thinking about this question since we last spoke. And my initial, gut reaction is I think that like throughout my entire upbringing, my family and those close to me I have always had a really keen ability to find like levity in times of hardship, right? I think I like to think that like resiliency is genetic to me, right? Like I come from a mother, a grandmother, whomever who have have gone through many hardships. I've gone through hardships, and when you go through things in your life, you have a choice about what to do, whether to let it drown you and to let it swallow you, or whether to choose joy, right, and move forward. And I think a lot of times I err on the side of choosing joy, right? My nana used to say, my mom's grandmom, it's just like she used to say it to my mom used to say it to me, and now I always say it. She always used to say, "Hold on to the knot," right? Which means like you can weather any storm, whatever you're going through, just hold on to the knot, and like you'll be okay, kind of thing, like a knot on a rope. And I think about that because I know that if I I can't be my best self if I'm not showing up for the people around me, right? And in order to show up for the people around me, I need to be okay, right? I can't give if I have nothing to give, right? So I
Right.
have to continue to like feed my joy and my happiness in ways that lets me feed it to others and I balance to me is, like, standing on business about things that I need to stand on business about and care about the things I need to care about and have empathy for things that may not happen directly to me but happen to other people and acknowledging that bad stuff, but also, like, not letting it completely drown me because
Yeah.
that's not helpful to anyone, right? That's not helping the world move either.
No. But I like this point of, like, it starts at home.
Yeah.
It starts at home. You work on what you can work on, you work on yourself, and go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that things feel really heavy right now, and it's important to address heaviness, right? And not just push it down because then it becomes bigger and whatever. But balance is the key at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
I did also want to talk about something else that's going on in the world that's a little less heavy,
Deep and heavy.
a little less deep and heavy. I think my rant is over. My first rant of the day is over, but I do want to talk about because I think it's a relevant topic right now with all that's going on in the world of society, social media, culture, influencer
Yeah.
thing, whatever. This idea of cancel culture.
It's been
I think
around for a while.
it has been around. And cancel culture, I think right now we think of it in the lens through social media, but
Mhm.
like people have been getting canceled since the beginning of time. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of ways that we can go towards it. But when I was thinking about this idea of does cancel culture mean accountability? Is it or is cancel culture mob justice or is it
Mhm.
like something in between, right?
I feel like we do a lot of mob justice. It's hardly ever accountability. I feel like it, again, goes hand in hand with how fast our world moves, that
Mhm.
there's really no, you have these apology videos and, like, people
Ugh.
can say whatever they wanna say, but, like, everyone's on to the next thing, and it never really leaves your brain, like, the thing that the person did, it never really, at least for me, never
Yeah.
really leaves your brain. You're kind of like, it's kind of like holds that person, and then right next to it is the terrible, horrible thing
Mhm.
that society hates them for,
Yeah.
like how we're talking about Sierra from Love Island.
Sure.
It's just like a stain. Like, I don't know.
Yes. And now
There's
yeah,
no.
and now it's like literally the whole Love Island cast at this point. Yeah, I agree. I think that when you said the apology videos, I thought of the Notes app apology. You know, when
Yeah.
people apologize for something, they write it in their Notes app, they post it on their social media platform,
Mhm.
and it's giving PR playbook way more than it is giving,
Real apology.
"I'm genuinely sorry for what happened." I think
Yeah.
that the Sierra situation, I think she took full accountability and, like, the person that
That was good enough for you. Or not good enough, but I mean,
Yeah,
like, it was
yeah,
that you felt it was genuine.
yes, and I
Okay.
also and I feel like the person who dug up the message to whatever was a hater.
So but then Sierra was one of your favorites then.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that a favorite. It's just the fact that, like, I don't hold influencers to, like, a high
Mm.
moral standard, right? So, like,
See, that was one of my points.
when someone is it says something that's, like, inappropriate,
Yeah.
racist, we call it what you want, a year and a half ago on a post, you addressed it with that person. That person
Right.
understood
She
it,
did do that.
apologized, and immediately deleted it.
Yeah.
For you to bring that up a year and a half later after she was on the biggest TV show in the world and dry snitch feels malicious,
Like,
intently
definitely.
malicious, right?
But
So,
that
like,
was another thing that I kinda forgot about, that she, when
addressed
that
it
happened at that time, addressed it at that time.
at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So,
And that
like,
sucks that they pulled her from the show
right. But and that's the
before,
thing.
yeah.
Right, because of just the pressure from
The
the
mob.
internet, the mob, right? And it's just
Yeah.
like it feels like every single time someone gets a little famous, I swear it's every time I start to like someone, and this isn't even necessarily about Love Island, this is, like, people
Yeah.
in general, an old tweet comes up, they said the N word. I'm like, "Guys, like, come" but I don't think that obviously, then I gotta be like, "Oh, well, I gotta never take in their content again." But but at what point is it just
Unfair and
unfair? Because you and I and anyone else who's not in the public eye has said things, has made
yeah.
mistakes, has done what X, Y, and Z when you're like 13, 14, 15, 16, like,
Well,
I
that's the thing when we talk about, like, we're definitely holding influencers and
yes.
to way too high of a
Right.
standard,
Since when do these people who take photos and videos of themselves in good
right?
lighting, since when are they infallible? It's crazy.
Right. We hold them higher than, like, the actual elected officials, and I feel like
Yes.
it's, like, because we're now a society that doesn't explore the nuances of everything, like, it's
Right.
almost like social media and influencers are, like, it. Like,
Yeah. I'm with you. I think
we're I don't know, we should be holding people who are going to make a difference in our world more accountable than
absolutely.
the people we just see on the TV.
Post a 60-second video.
Yeah,
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 I agree. I think that sometimes cancel culture, most times, I think, emphasizes punishment, just blanketed punishment, over actually caring about the transformation of someone. Because if you
yeah.
cared about that, we wouldn't have kicked Sierra off the show. And I'm really coming off as like a stan, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just using it as an example of like, if we actually cared about transformation, there was immediate acknowledgement,
Mhm.
accountability, and she's never used that word in a post since.
Yeah,
That's transformation.
yeah.
So, or do we just use the influence of the people who are on the internet to just blanketly punish people who are like, just we're all humans who are capable of making mistakes. I am not at all, justifying people using slurs or racial epithets or whatever. I listen, I'm a
No.
gay black woman. Of course I don't like that, but people make mistakes.
Mhm.
We have to also give people grace.
Yes.
We do not
Mhm.
give people grace. We do not let people grow. Uh,
'Cause
it's
everything is
just
is polished and perfect and
yeah,
on social media, and
yeah.
that's, like then that goes throughout everything else, I feel like,
Mhm.
where everything is so perfect, polished, can't have any mistakes that
Right.
we then carry that into stuff that's not filtered, stuff that's raw, real life. We think that everything is supposed to be perfect
Right.
or and it's not.
No.
We're humans and we make mistakes, like you said,
Yeah.
and
But that's what's
even
so
though it's
beautiful about us.
so much more broadcast now,
Yes. Yes.
like you said, that's what makes us unique.
That is what fuels society, is that we are all different and we have the ability to make mistakes and grow from the mistakes and become better people, right? I hope I'm not the same person right now at 30 that I was at 16. I don't wanna be
No.
that,
No.
right? I want to grow and evolve and develop and continue
But you
and go
only do
on.
that when you make mistakes and learn from them.
Yes. Yes. You don't grow from perfection.
Mm-mm.
Spread it. You don't grow from perfection.
Yeah.
So, and I was thinking about when you just talked about how sometimes we hold celebrities or influencers to a higher standard than the people who actually like make laws that like influence our day-to-day lives, which is insane. But I think that begs the question, like, who society deems to be more important or more trustworthy or untrustworthy,
Yeah. I think
you
that
know?
maybe politically speaking, like our political officials, I feel like they feel so out of reach, out of touch.
Yes.
And then, like I was saying, like our social media and like what we see on Netflix and all that, like
Mhm.
feels more tangible. Feels like we can pull up our Love Island app and vote on who, like
Right.
a lot of people feel I know a lot of people feel like their vote doesn't matter.
Politically.
Yeah. So I think about that when I think about who we deem as more important.
I agree, but I also I think that that is the thought of a lot of people, but I also think that that's why we're in the position that we're in, period.
Mhm.
Because
Exactly.
that's what people think. And, like,
Literally, that's what I mean.
yeah, I know, but, like, that's why so many people are so wrong. And I'm not
Yeah, if we
here to
just all voted,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Let me just go ahead, finish what you're saying.
No, it's just that it's the fact that, like, too many people, for good reason, let me just say that, find politicians untrustworthy, period. Always have been, always will be, whatever.
Agreed. Agree.
There are tangible things that you can do in your communities, in your families, in your subsect of
Yeah.
society to make your life better. And that is voting. I'm not talking on a federal level. I'm talking on a state level. I'm talking on a
Community.
regional level. I'm talking on a city level. Those are the things that people feel in their
Mhm.
day to day, right?
Yeah.
The people at the top, I think, are supposed to be representations of the people that they serve, right? I expect the president and the people who are in Congress and the people who are at the highest points of the government to reflect society. They do
Mhm.
not right now. They honestly kind of never have. But they are just people who are supposed to be like, I'm supposed to be an example of how people are supposed to be, how society is supposed to be led. Too often we have leaders who are like, I wouldn't want to have a beer with you, let alone let you run anything that involves me. I wouldn't come near you with a 10-foot pole. So I think that regardless of the power that the people at the top hold, they should be someone that your kids and you and your grandparents can look at and be like, they're a really good representation of what I expect America to be. And when
Yeah.
that's not the case, I think we're failing.
Agreed.
It's really frustrating. But to bring it back to the central idea of
Cancel culture.
accountability, yep, and mob justice, I think at the end of the day, too often we don't allow people to make
Make
mistakes.
mistakes.
And when people do make mistakes, we like want to kill them and let them be dead and move on. When we
Yeah.
don't realize and let me not say we because I know this is not you and I. What people don't realize is that like these are real people. The things that they're saying to WNBA players on the sidelines or in their comments or saying to people from Love Island on whatever platform, those are like real people with like real
Right.
families. And
Mhm.
like we go from being mad at Sierra or Huda or whatever for whatever reason, and the next thing you know, CPS is being called on someone? ICE is being called on Sierra's family? Come on. Like,
Yeah. Things are going back to being so perfect and polished. Things are so perfect and polished, we forget that these are real people,
yeah, real
that
people with like
everyone
real
real
things going
consequences,
on.
real. Yeah.
Families, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just really frustrates me, and I
We need
think
to
that
lead with love.
we need to leave with love. We absolutely need to leave with love. We need
Central
and we need
theme.
and we need glass water bottles.
Even if people are not giving you on a day-to-day that
Same respect.
love or that respect or whatever, like you said, we still need to lead with it and lead by example. And
Yeah.
that's again where it starts at home.
Yeah.
It starts at home with you need to check your own life, your own reality, I feel like, and
Mhm.
start leading by example
Yeah.
more.
Absolutely.
Whether
Absolutely.
it's your day to day, whether it's getting out and voting, all the things. We
Right.
need to
Whether it's
start leading.
volunteering, whether it's donating to a cause that you believe in, even if it's not your money, donating your time, like
Yeah. We need to be more involved. Definitely. As a
yeah.
society, we need to be more involved in our communities
Yes.
and care
Yes.
about where we're going, care
Yes.
about where things are going in this country, in this
Totally.
world.
That yes, and we also need to, like, check on our people. Check on your neighbor. Check on the elderly person that, like, lives in your neighborhood or lives in your building or lives on your floor. Like, we have to check on people.
Stop being
Just
such a hermit.
that just because we're not seeing examples of it in our day to day doesn't mean it
Yes.
stops for us.
Yes. Yeah.
we gotta hold on to the knot, as my
Hold
grandmother
on to
Rose
the knot.
Robinson would say. Okay, rant number 2, over. No, in all seriousness, I think we couldn't go without addressing things that need to be addressed right now, you know? It's just our reality. And we can
Yeah,
laugh and we can kiki and stuff, but it's also important to address what's going on.
absolutely.
So what's giving you joy, sister,
Ooh,
these
we missed this
days?
last time.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Oh, this week, actually, what's giving me joy is I
Yeah.
recently had my washing machine break, and I hired a handyman to come and fix it, and he did come and fix it, but I really am so happy to have him now for things if I need stuff fixed. Like,
Aw.
it really gave me joy to have him come and fix it and just be, like, super sweet and
Aw.
made the whole process good and seamless because I feel like it's always a pain in the ass to, like,
Yeah,
get appliances fixed, and
right. You're such an adult. You have your own handyman? Whoa.
yeah, I'm actually pissed that I had to do it, but I'm happy that I have one now, and, like, what gave me joy, I think, specifically, on his way in, he rang my doorbell that I had set up, and he came in, he was like, because he ended up waving through me through the window and was like, "So your it looks like your doorbell, like, wasn't working." And I was like, "Yeah, because when I moved in, I had a whole security system that I had somebody come, I was supposed to set up, but they ended up stealing it from me. They
What?
took the Yeah, I never told you this? I had this whole, like, really I actually bought the house. It was advertised, like, with the house, like, 2 security systems comes with the house, whatever. And I actually had the guy who was supposed to come and set it up take it from me and never got back to me,
Wait,
and
I'm sorry, I'm
yeah.
sorry. How
Yeah.
did he take it?
So he was supposed to come in and, like, set it up, and we couldn't get it to work or, I don't know, it needed a code or something, so he needed to take the whole box that came with it, and he had to take it back to his place of business to whatever, and he just never got back to me with it, and basically stole
Wait,
stole it
where's the
from me,
place of
so I
business?
told
Did you
him
pull up?
I haven't, and I should've, but I was just, like, over it. Honestly, it was so over
Alright,
it.
alright,
I
sorry.
tried to contact him so many times. So I told him the story, and it gave me joy because when he was leaving, he pulled up on Amazon a doorbell camera that he uses, that he recommends, and then I showed him in the back of my house, I have this, like,
Mhm.
serious
Legit.
security camera, legit, is what I'm looking for. And then he showed me again a different thing that he uses, whatever. He's like, you know, "When I come back to finish the washer job, I'll just set this up for you, no problem." And I
Aw,
was like, "Are you
that's so
serious?" Like,
nice.
and then on his way out, he, like, extended his hand. He's like, "Thank you, mommy," like, and
Oh, you
I
love
don't know
that.
what his I don't know what his ethnicity was, but obviously he's Spanish speaking, but it was almost a point of, like, leveling with each
Yeah,
other.
I
Like,
see you, you
he
see
felt
me.
comfortable enough. He felt
Right.
comfortable enough to be like, you know?
Aw,
So I was like, it gave me joy. I was like,
nice. It's nice
"What
that it
about you?"
stuck with you. Gosh, I don't know. I think this week has been hard for me to find joy a little bit, but going to the beach this weekend.
Mm,
So I'm like
where
crawling.
at?
Outer Banks. Oh my gosh, wait, I forgot.
Mm.
Something that hasn't given me joy, the full joy yet, but it's going to. I scheduled my first introductory flight lesson.
What?
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah,
I love
September
that. I know you've
13th.
been talking about that for a bit.
I know, September 13th. I'm
Are you
so excited.
excited? Oh, that's gonna be so
I
cool.
know, I'm pumped. It's gonna be fun. And I called the guy the other day, just to set it up and whatever, and he was like, "Nice." He's like, "You're gonna be flying for like 75 to 80% of the flight." And I was like, "Yes." It's like an
On the first
hour.
time?
Yeah.
That's scary, but cool. I
There's
don't
like
know if I'll be
they're like
confident
tiny
enough.
they're like tiny planes that are like
That
could
scares
drive
me.
really
That's what scares
easily.
me.
I know, but they drive really easily. I gotta tell your dad. He's gonna be so excited for me.
I know he will. He will.
Love that. Okay, so last thing. Um, I need a song rec. What do you got?
Oh, shoot. I've been listening to a lot of, like, instrumental stuff. My rec is, this new podcast called Okay, But Listen. It's really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Love that one. Love, love, love that one.
it's a favorite.
Really
Make sure you
solid.
make sure you follow it.
Yeah,
You click follow on
like
Spotify
every
and
post.
Apple Podcasts. And also
Yeah.
follow the TikTok.
I follow the TikTok. Love that. I have just been I've been running more.
Yes,
I
you
ran
told me
3
that.
miles yesterday.
That's insane.
I'm going no stopping. I'm going for a 5K. Like my own
Are you?
personal my like just to do
Okay,
it.
I was like,
My
did
own
you sign
personal.
up for
No,
one?
just my own personal 5K. I'm almost there, but I've just been trying to run without a time in
Without
mind.
music?
No. What?
What kind of music do you listen to when you run and work
Like
out?
upbeat, like the most fast beat things. So what I was gonna
Yeah.
say was I've just been pretty much listening to Renaissance,
Okay. Okay, that's
as
your
I
thing.
do no matter what. Maybe one
I've
day
been
maybe one day in the podcast we'll talk about how a question I like to ask people when I'm out. I don't know if I told you this, but it was more in New York, not as much as in DC, but when you go to like a party or something and you're with a new group of people, everyone is just asking, "What do you do for work? What neighborhood
mhm.
do you live in?" Like the worst questions on the planet. So
Yeah.
I developed this like whole list of questions that are like way better to ask people when you're meeting them for the first time in a social setting. And one of my go-tos is, what is something you can talk about for 30 minutes?
So your Roman Empire?
Yeah, or your Roman Empire. Mine is how Cowboy Carter is Beyonce's greatest body of work.
Okay.
But I've also had people say, I had someone say to me, for 30 minutes, she could talk about Kim Kardashian getting robbed in Paris.
I would
And I
love to
was
listen
like,
to that. It'd be
amazing
interesting.
answer, amazing answer. So think
I
about
don't know if I'd
yours.
have one. Yeah, I
I
need
don't know,
to
think
think
about
about
it,
it.
think about it, think about it.
Yeah.
Great, cool.
Yeah.
So next week, something that I
Tune
think
in.
tune in, something that I think would be really interesting to talk about to start off the podcast with all that's going on is, are we more connected or lonelier than ever in the digital age that we're currently in? I think that's something that we can really think about and have a really thoughtful conversation on next week.
Agreed. Let's save it for the pod next week.
All right. This has been fun.
That does it. Stay safe. Love
Love
you.
you. Bye.